Hello, I'm ToycatA, and this is the world's safest house. You might think that you've seen the world's safest house before. I mean, even googling that exact same term followed by Minecraft will reveal that there are many other maps that have made this claim, but none of them have cost £1.69 in the Microsoft store. None of these have been paid maps, and that's why I'm curious, is this a map that is better than all of those, or is this an attempt to monetize something that already exists? It seems like the latter one. I mean, it looks very familiar, but maybe they do something special that can justify your $2 purchase price, and that's what I'm aiming to find out with today's Store Saturday, the weekly series where we check out Minecraft store content to let you know if it is worth checking out in some way, or if it's a waste of my $2 and I should feel bad about myself. So yeah, this is the map. Let's give it a load up now. And this is what it looks like when you load it up. As you can see, you spawn in a hallway with some carrots, some potatoes, some wheat, and some beetroot, although it looks like a lot of them have already been eaten by someone else, but that's fine. You know, I don't need my carrots, I don't need any of that because I've got chainmail armor. That's really what I'm excited about. But I've also got too many furnaces, some experience bottles for no particularly good reason, and also an armor stand chilling in a cauldron. I mean, it's a fun area, but this is not what the map is about. This is just a fun distraction. Although actually, you know, if we have, this is going to be like the most fun we have the map, I imagine. So let's go ahead and let's make the most of it before we get into the actual, oh yeah, it's a secure house. Wow, look, there's honey, and there's ender pearls, and there's a totem of undying. This should make it very easy to break into the house, I feel like, but maybe not. And then if we go to the roof, you can see that, oh, actually, we spawned inside the safest house. So there's like one really huge problem with this map already, and that's the fact that if you play this multiplayer, if you drop $2 on a map on this particular map, you know, to try and get something, anytime your friends join in the world, they'll join on the inside of the house rather than the outside. But if we ignore that crucial flaw, it is a pretty cool looking house. Unlike the free version, it's very slightly bigger, as you can see, and that's money by itself. Okay, so anyway, if we look around this house, we shouldn't just find that there's a couple of beds, there's this nice place that you can live safely and watch people kind of break into your house, or try to. They shouldn't be able to because it's the world's safest, am I right? But yeah, there should also be a control room somewhere around here. Not just a bunch of barrels on the wall with nothing in them. There should be somewhere around here a little control room where I'm hoping you can find not just Prismarine. You know, there were meant to be blocks on these chests that they clearly didn't port over, I think. But somewhere around here, there's meant to be a control room where we can make the house work, right? Probably, maybe. Or is it just all on by default? So I did a bunch of looking around, and I don't see a control room of any form, so I guess all of the defenses are permanently on. This is, again, worse than the free version alternative. Maybe, you know, we'll find the controls once we get out there, but now the question is, how secure and safe actually is it? As I proved in a video a long time ago on this channel, the world's most safe house isn't actually hugely safe, so if it's not customizable, if it's not particularly safe on the spawn angle, if you did spawn people out there and they wanted to break into your house, how safe would it be? I mean, that's the entire thing this map is riding on, and let's find out, shall we? So we tried to jump over the edge, and there's a bunch of pressure plates here, but we can just jump across those because it's a free wide gap. Then there's this right here. As you can see, this one's actually quite clever because it's stuff that's on fire. It's more than 3 blocks wide, so you can't just jump over it. Wow, that is unprecedented, unexpected. So instead what we do is we jump, we go for a little bit of fire, and we just kind of accept it. Then there's a wall of cobwebs, which, I mean, I don't want to be that guy who's like, did you know you can actually walk through cobwebs? But you can, so there goes that one. Then we've got a wall of magma. I mean, oh, what are you going to do about magma? There's no way to avoid the damage of magma. No way at all. Minecraft just does not have a single system in place for that. Then there's this area, which is just a bunch of glowstone, I guess to stop mobs from spawning, but it doesn't stop me as the aggressor. And then finally, this is actually the first bit we're going to have a bit of challenge with, because we need to get out of these bushes onto there. We can't do it over there or there, so instead we have to try and kind of jump from here straight over. Oh, this is going to hurt, isn't it? Oh, we can just break these with our fists, can't we? Oh yeah, you can. So not only did that not hurt me at all, but I got some more food, which is handy, because, you know, that fire did kind of hurt. And then we walk through the last layer right here, and you know what? It's impossible because there's a lava moat. How are we ever going to get past the lava moat? There's just no way. It's game over as far as I'm concerned. Also, wait, do you realize there's like some walls over here with like a witch and some snow golems? But the snow golems didn't attack me once. I guess because, you know, yeah, snow golems never attack other players, do they? So they'll only attack other mobs. who managed to get through those layers, like that witch that's involved in a fight. But oh, what's this? Is there actually just a drawbridge in here, and then you can walk over that? The world's safest house is not only a rip-off concept, and it literally is a free map that has been out there. Many YouTubers, myself included, have made videos on it, but also it isn't actually very safe at all. There is no way you can argue that was safe. I did that with pretty much no food, no pickaxe, no breaking blocks besides that one sweet berry, and I didn't even need to do that. And now I'm inside the house itself, and I'm just saying, it seems like it's not actually very safe, right? Like, you could maybe use that tagline to argue that, yeah, it's the safest house if you want to be safe from mobs and whatnot. I mean, this bed is safe. Every single time you sleep in this bed, you'll know there are no mobs around because the house is fully lit up and there's that whole thing around it. That is a thing that is debatable. And I guess that's the only way you could argue this map is any good. But most people, when they think safe house, when they see all these giant red beacons that look like a prison, by the way, and do nothing, that there is no effect that these beacons have. When most people hear this, they're not trying to keep their house this safe from mobs. And if they were, you wouldn't have all of these layers. Like, a single one of these layers works just fine. All of these layers together create actually a pretty big problem of how you even would get out yourself. And yeah, I think that's the ultimate kind of issue with this as a concept. Like, even, if we ignore the execution, which is kind of faulty, the concept was flawed fundamentally, that people don't want to protect their houses this bad, and they especially aren't looking to spend money to protect their houses because, okay, good thing I had a totem. The biggest flaw was jumping off the edge thinking you had an elytra on. But yeah, it just seems like a horrifically... it seems like someone saw a thumbnail for this map and were like, oh, we could do that, without actually looking at the map itself or understanding what a safe house really is. Like, it's all the things that you would put in a house if you were trying to make it sound real safe. I mean, starting with the lava moat, who doesn't love those? Like, oh, cacti, they're so scary. Yeah, there's no way of walking through these at all. It's just impossible. How would anyone ever do that? It all sounds semi-impressive, I guess, on the surface, but nothing here is actually really, really impressive. And to prove that one, let me go in here again, shall we? Because I was being pretty generous that first entrance. You might think, no, ToycatA, you were being pretty darn mean. Now, let me show you what it's really like. So right now, I'm in this village. As you can see, I'm pretty bad off, and I really would love to get inside my neighbor's house over there, but oh no, it's the world's safest house, so there's no way to get in. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the timer right now, and we're going to see how many seconds it actually takes me to get inside this thing. As you can see, you throw a single ender pearl, you throw at the right angle, hopefully, and then, oh, what's that? Have I bypassed every single defense mechanism? And now I'm on top of the castle too. And oh yeah, it's actually not the most safe castle. So in reality, we've kind of torn apart how safe this house is. It claims to be the world's safest house, but it's a claim that is immediately destroyed. Admittedly, if you're doing pure survival stuff, it's harder to be much safer than this. But there's some areas where it's like they didn't even really try. Like, I mean, the lava moat not having a retractable, you can use redstone. You don't have to use add-ons. You could just have a slightly retractable kind of bridge across it. Easy. That would have been a way to actually make this lava moat mean something, even though you could have just bridged across it. Stuff like, oh yeah, look over there with the cacti. Like, come on, guys, you could. There is more spaces where you can have cacti. Even literally right over here if you want some. Look at that. Boom. We've now placed cacti and made it at least slightly scarier than it was before. Stuff like sweet berries. They're not scary to anyone. It's whose idea was this? I don't understand what the point of these was meant to be. It's just a way to give food to the people attacking you. The layer that's just glowstone iron blocks. Why is that? What is that? No one would spend that many iron blocks just to make a little bit of a fence. And if you were going to have a fence, at least don't have gaps in it. Like, it's so hilariously underthought out that I honestly can't work out what the vision was meant to be. Is it meant to teach you how to make your own safe house? Because you might think, oh, well, actually, even though, this isn't the safest house for keeping you safe from other players, if you play single player, it's a really cool looking house that's kind of safe. Well, first of all, it's not the prettiest castle in the world. I mean, like, sure, it doesn't have to be, like, you're not buying the build, you're buying a safe house. but like, so you're not getting a, particularly great looking thing. Then it's like, it's not pure survival because of all the iron blocks they use, because of all the snow golems, maybe because of store policy. It's a cheats enabled map. So basically you can, again, like, it's not actually pure survival. It's not a good start to a world. It's just a big build that you're downloading and paying money for the privilege of. And, just in case you're like, okay, but what if you wanted to have a fun challenge with a friend, play like defend the house or something? And then it's like, well, it's not a particularly big challenge for them, is it? Like, sure, I guess you could argue they might get knocked into the cacti and you with your bow and arrow and your snow golems is going to be a great defense here. But in reality, that's not really how this works, right? In reality, in real happenstance, I guess we can say. But in reality, most of these obstacles wouldn't even affect your friend then. And that's why I wanted to mention right now that this is effectively a worse remaster of something that already exists. And I think that's the worst version of things to do with the store. I think that the Minecraft marketplace has this great idea of like, yeah, what if we allow builders to fund their livelihoods, to make cool stuff and to, be paid for it on the other end. Sure, that's a potentially cool thing, and people don't mind paying for maps if it means that, because they're supporting a developer to do something unique and cool. But when you make an obvious cash grab like this, trying to charge for something that is widely available as free, making a worse version of it too. It literally would be better if they took that same thing and made it free. It would be a better alternative, except they didn't. They made a safe house that isn't that at all. And somehow what we end up with is something that is worse than the free product. It's not just that this is a clone of a free product. It would have been fine if they'd made it significantly better, so some people could justify paying for it. Some people just don't want to be lazy, they're lazy, they don't want to go to MCP, DL, or whatever else they're going to get it from. No one wants to, go on those Antfly links. It sucks. So yeah, they don't mind paying for it, except people who don't mind paying, people who support you as a developer, shouldn't get a worse version of a map. They shouldn't get a kind of weird knockoff that has fewer features than the free version. And again, personally, I feel like, you can technically upload anything to the store, and, that's on you, I guess, not on the people who download it. Sure, but when you are uploading stuff like this, you are discrediting the other developers, the other map makers, who are making things that they're pouring their hearts and their souls into, and I really dislike that personally. Like, I speak to a lot of developers. I speak to the Jigabobs of the world. I speak to, I've spoken with a lot of developers who really enjoy the content that they're putting out there. They love that they're allowing, thousands of people to get their hands on it, and, the fact that it can support them and their families or whatever is great at the same time. It allows creativity to be unleashed. This is not allowing creativity to be unleashed. This is a cash in on the store that not only hurts itself and hurts its audience, oh, I paid £1.69. Do you know how I get that back? There's no official way. If you claim that your child did it in error, you can get your money back, but there's no real refund mechanism. They have my money now for good, and besides leaving a bad rating on the store, I can't even write a review. This is the worst I can do about it, and I think that's kind of a bit nutty, personally. Maybe, I just don't get it. Maybe this map is really beautiful in a way I don't understand, but personally, I can say, do not recommend. And also, if you're considering making a map like this, I think if you really have to take a free concept and try and make it your own, first of all, credit the original is a good start. And at the very least, if you're not going to do that and you're not going to pay attention to market sensibilities, then at the very least, make a better map. At the very least, have something worth paying for, not something that makes you go, oh, geez, that money's gone forever. And now I have is this map that I wish I could make not happen. But anyway, that's been my take on this. I hope you all enjoyed. If you disagree, if you think this is actually the best map and you're going to download it to play with your friends right away, let me know, because I'm curious and I'd love to know. But yeah, for now, I hope you all enjoyed, because I'll see you all in the next video. Ooh, that was dangerous, huh? Actually, what actually happens under... Oh, it's TNT, so it works once and then they're all gonna detonate. That seems like a flaw, right? Oh, I'm gonna miss the door. I'm gonna miss the whole TNT explosion. Yeah, I guess I didn't fully appreciate it, but the TNT lights once and then you lose one of your layers of defense, and also the TNT goes flying, destroying other parts of your defenses. So, yeah, it's a one-time defense too, and then it gets worse, which you couldn't make that up if you wanted to. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing better Store Saturday maps. I enjoy checking out maps that someone has, tried to make a great experience for the user for, and hopefully we can get back to those next week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.